All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the council meeting to order this evening, May 2nd, 2022. If we could all please stand to salute the Pledge of Allegiance. Mike, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, please note that tonight's meeting is being both audio and video recorded. If anyone present is recording the meeting, please identify yourselves for the audience. The West Springfield Record. Is that it? All right. Great. Thank you. Otto, could you take a roll call, please?
Certainly. Councilor Laflamme.
Present.
Councilor Griffin.
Present.
Councilor O'Brien.
Here.
Councilor Eager.
Here.
Councilor Clune.
Here.
Councilor Smith.
Here.
Councilor Powers.
Present.
Councilor DeStefano.
Here.
President Sullivan.
Here, thank you. As we look at the agenda, what I'd like to do, as it's in front of you, I'd like to move item 7B up on the agenda to right after item 5, which is communication. Item 7B is the discussion and vote on books for the school department. Any objection? Okay, we'll go to a vote. Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Counselor Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes.
Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
I vote yes. Thank you. It's unanimous. All right. We have no public hearings. Public comment. Anyone here to address the council? Remember, you have 5 minutes. Come up to the microphone, speak clearly, state your name, address, and we'd be fortunate to hear what you have to say.
Chet Zimmerhaus, 41, excuse me, Old Barn Road. Thank you for the opportunity. I come before the council because I'm disappointed in what I read recently, that this council is taking on some legislation on recreational marijuana. It's coming forward. I won't speak to any public hearing that's coming forward, just to the action that the mayor and the council is taking. What I don't understand is, recently, a few years ago, this town voted in the negative about having recreational marijuana. And I understand people's minds change, and we understand that people's minds change, so things can change within our town. What I don't understand is why a few councilors, or this council as a body, and the mayor have decided that they're more important and their thoughts are more important than the townspeople's vote. So if people have changed their mind, I'll ask this question. Why won't you let the people change their mind? Why are you going to change their mind for them? Why won't you put it to a vote? Put it to another vote, and if recreational marijuana is wanted by the town, certainly go forward with the legislation that you're thinking about. If it's not, then we shouldn't go forward with the legislation that you're thinking about. But it shouldn't be a body of a council or the mayor to make such a change where the townspeople have voted. What a slap in the face. You want to keep people involved in the town, and yet you make the decisions for people that have already made their decisions for you, because you work for the voters. So I ask this question. What's the council afraid of? What's the mayor afraid of to put it to a vote? Shouldn't be afraid of anything. If the vote is yes, your ordinance committee will bring forward the legislation that's being proposed. If the vote is no, no ordinance committee is necessary to bring anything forward on that there. So the council shouldn't put themselves above the voters. The mayor shouldn't put themselves above the voters. Put it to the voters. Let the voters speak. Put the recreational marijuana back to the voters and see if they really change their mind. Thank you for the time.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the regular minutes of April 19th, 2022.
Move to approve the minutes of April 22nd, 2022.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the minutes? Okay, we'll go to a vote. Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Abstain absent.
Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
I will also abstain as I was not here. 7 in favor, 0 opposed, 2 abstentions. Okay, communication. Our student rep, I saw her earlier. Where'd she go? Oh, that wasn't her? No, that was our Oh. Okay. All right. All right, few communications from me. First of all, I want to note each counselor, there's business cards at each one of your seats. Please take them with you and hand them out as you wish. Also, we'll be scheduling the picture of the council of a whole on June 20th, just prior to our meeting. So please come well-groomed and ready for a photo op. And at the last meeting, which I wasn't at but had an opportunity to review, there was concerns from some veterans, the Vietnam War veterans, and we received today a letter from the mayor addressing these and what actions have been taken to date. I believe counselors have received a copy of this via email. However, I'd like to read it in its entirety so the public knows that what's happened, transpired since that meeting of April 19th. Accordingly, since the April 21st update, which was also sent to the council, Chief of Operations Carly Kamasi has held 2 in-person meetings with veterans to listen and gain a better understanding of their concerns and also to provide updates and additional information from the town. On Monday, April 25th, Carly met with the Vietnam Veterans Group that attended and spoke at the council meeting. That meeting led to a subsequent meeting facilitated by Carly on Thursday, April 28th, including the Vietnam Veterans Group, who are also representatives of the Veterans Council and the recently appointed members of the Veterans Advisory Board. These meetings revealed that a significant source of frustration is a lack of communication and disconnect between the 2 veterans group as well as the town, which was exacerbated by the absence of the VSO. Once all interested parties were in a room together, there was a robust and productive discussion regarding the vision for recognition and services that the town needs to provide for its veterans. All parties agreed that strong communication will be the best avenue for success. To that end, there will be quarterly meetings among the town, the Veterans Council, and the Veterans Advisory Board that will be open to the public, including other veterans. These meetings are intended to encourage networking and collaboration among groups, ensure transparency from the town, and continue conversation about how to best recognize our veterans. During the April 28 meeting, the groups discussed future plans for Vietnam Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and other events that would enhance the community's recognition of veterans and understanding of their history and role in the community. There was also discussion of the concerns relative to the veterans recognition events, namely National Vietnam War Veterans Day and the ceremony format for Memorial Day. To ensure that our Vietnam veterans are recognized this year, we will be inviting a Vietnam veteran to be a keynote speaker at the Memorial Day ceremony, and we will also be laying wreaths at the Veterans Memorial as part of that ceremony, including the memorial for the Vietnam veterans. During the quarterly meetings, the participants will discuss and develop an appropriate recognition event for the town to hold for National Vietnam War Veterans Day moving forward. In addition, the rationale behind the transition to a ceremony for Memorial Day as opposed to a parade was discussed. The consensus of the group was that Memorial Day is a more somber holiday and should be treated as such, which will help to build education about what Memorial Day is and what it is intended to be recognized as. The group largely agreed that a parade is more appropriate for Veterans Day and more emphasis will be put into planning that event as a celebration of our veterans and their service to our country. Through the town's efforts led by Carly, along with a commitment to improved communication, I believe we have addressed many of the concerns that were shared and have found a pathway forward to ensure that this does not happen again. I again extend my sincere apologies for the lack of recognition event for National Vietnam War Veterans Day this year. Our VSO has resigned from employment with the town, and the position is now posted on the town's website for interested candidates to apply. A prerequisite of the job is that an applicant must be a veteran. Sincerely, William C. Reichelt, Mayor. So I just wanted to update the community on what transpired since that meeting. Any other communication to come before the council this evening? I know that the budget subcommittee met. Anything else from any chairs they'd like to communicate to the public? Okay. Seeing none. As discussed, we are going to move item 7B up the agenda. So Councilor DeStefano, you want to get us off on that before we continue?
Move to approve the mayor's request pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30B, Section 12B, to enter into a 6-year contract with McGraw-Hill Publishing Company for the purchase of new curricula for the high school mathematics department.
Do I hear a second? Second. Moved and seconded. Further discussion on the motion. Councilor DeStefano, did the subcommittee take a position?
Yeah, the budget subcommittee discussed it this evening, and we were unanimously in favor of this, 3-0.
Okay. With us tonight, we have Dr. Gill. Did I say it right? Guile. Sorry. Would you like to help us with a presentation here?
Most certainly. Thank you to everybody for allowing us this opportunity. I would just recap our conversation earlier by recognizing the school department. I apologize. So I'm Director of Curriculum and Assessment for the district. In collaboration with the high school mathematics department, we've gone through the vetting process of identifying new curricular materials for adoption. In doing that, the department felt, myself included, it was appropriate to engage in a 6-year contract agreement for the purpose of securing those materials for that duration, which we felt was appropriate for us in the school department. So thank you for consideration and support on this.
Any questions? Well, we have them up front. On topic, Councilor O'Brien. No, I said on topic. I don't know.
Could you explain the previous program that was in place that we did?
Could you please turn on your microphone?
Say it again.
Could you explain the previous program that was in place? and
Most certainly.
The need for the replacement?
Yeah, most certainly. So for the last, I feel like it was 10, 11 years, we have been pulling resources from multiple sources. We have not gone through an adoption process where we would be purchasing materials. So teachers have been utilizing very outdated resources. They've been working collaboratively on that. So there was definitely an urgency to adopt current materials.
But, I mean, if it's been 11 years, the urgency was prior to now. It was 11 years ago. Where was the urgency then? I'm dumbfounded that there was no, I agree your new plan is good, but I'm dumbfounded that the past plan didn't exist, that they were pulling things out of everywhere and there was no coherent plan, because that was never brought forward in any type of interaction on my part with the school department.
And I can't speak to what happened in the past. I can just speak to the charge I was given upon accepting this role in this position, which was to focus on looking at our current practices at the high school, in particular within the mathematics department, and that was the charge I was given, and we're following through.
Well, I'm glad that you're doing that. I commend you for doing that, and it's too bad that you have to. You know, I just am still. And the president also mentioned that part of accreditation required that curriculum be in place.
Right, 6 years ago, there was a recommendation to work on that or move it forward. So 6 years later, here we have it.
Yeah.
Not your fault, but it is a interesting point to me in that I generally have some questions for the school committee when they come in, and that was never brought up.
So
that,
may I elaborate and just
Certainly.
expand on that? I do know that through the NEASC program, which is the National Board for Accreditation for high school, secondary, collegiate as well, one of their findings, recommendations back, I believe it was 2019, was 5 years after the initial submission and accreditation process was put into motion. Basically, it was recognized that there was that need to have updated materials. So 2019, I can only imagine that things were in the works at that point in time. When I came on board, 2020, that was one of the first conversations I had with the high school team, that they were in need of those materials. So my point is, I know that there had been conversations specific to the need to update those materials.
to your credit, you are bringing it forward, but I would always assume that
Yeah.
that would be the state, that everything would be current and up to date and not that far behind. So it was kind of shocking to me to hear that, but I appreciate you bringing it up.
Dr. Guy, what's your position again, your title?
Director of Curriculum, Instruction,
Okay.
and Assessment.
All right, thank you. Any other questions for the doctor? Did Counselor Eager, you had a question?
Oh, not a question, a statement. We mentioned this in the meeting, but just to allow people to hear what we were talking about in our subcommittee meeting, there was a level of shock from us counselors when we learned how long it was that the math texts have been updated. And when we're voting on increases to the school budget, it was just reasonable for us as counselors to assume that one of the reasons for those increases were we were buying new books for the kids. So I'm happy you're here and doing this unpopular job, but I think the taxpayers need to know that those items were missing from the school budgets for as long as I've been a counselor. And this is the first time I'm directly voting for new textbooks.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Other counselors? Okay, we're ready to vote? Okay, we'll go to a vote. Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes?
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor Clune?
Yes.
Vice President Clune, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it's unanimous. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Clarify one thing, now that you voted. You were just voting to approve this 6-year contract.
Understood.
You buy books.
Yes.
We don't have, that's not the first time we've ever bought books. Just want to clarify. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure we'll be talking more about it during the budget. Okay, Counselor Powers, we have some unfinished business. Maybe you could lead us off down that trail?
Move that the town council hereby authorizes the mayor to petition the general court for a special act to authorize the town to grant 7 additional licenses for the sale of alcoholic beverages to be drunk on the premises, to be limited to the Economic Opportunity Zone and Route 20 Business Corridor, and authorizes the general court to make any revisions that are necessary or appropriate to the form of such bill.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion, the subcommittee, Counselor Laflamme, I believe you led that subcommittee. Did you take a position on it?
Yes, it was 2-0.
In favor?
Yes, in favor.
All right, great, thank you. Any other discussion on the motion? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to a vote. Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Vice President Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes?
Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
I vote yes, it's unanimous, thank you. Okay, next up under unfinished business, okay, I'll kick this one off. Move to authorize the mayor to take all necessary and appropriate action to establish and to maintain in accordance with the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 164, in accordance with the rules, regulations, and orders of the Department of Public Utilities and the Department of Telecommunications and Cable, a municipal lighting plant for all purposes allowable under the laws of the Commonwealth, including, without limitation, the operation of a telecommunications system and any related devices, or to take any other action relative thereto.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion on the motion? We do have the mayor here to answer questions that anyone might have. Okay, seeing none, we'll go to a vote. Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Vice President Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
Counselor Sullivan, yes, it's unanimous, thank you. And in conjunction with that, I'll move to submit the establishment of a municipal light plant to the voters of the town of West Springfield for ratification at a special municipal election on November 8th, 2022.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this? We do, again, a reminder, the mayor is here to answer any questions, and our town clerk can also answer questions relative to the ballot or the ballot question. Anyone?
Just an overview for the people and me, what it is essentially.
So this is for fiber, for municipal fiber. This is part of one of the requirements where the way we're starting it now is it's going to be enterprise fund, so we can get it moving. But to actually allow billing and for us to do it the proper way is to have a municipal light plant. It's just the way the legislation's set up. And the way the legislation is set up, it says that two separate councils have to approve it. So we voted on this last year, you just voted on it now, and then it has to go on the ballot.
This is the Westfield,
Yeah, this is the Whip City, yeah.
So,
And like a real municipal light plant is what Westfield has, what Holyoke has, Chicopee. They actually buy and sell power to the community. Ours will just be for fiber.
I know, relative to the ballot, this is during our regular election day, or ballot questions, but is this separate from this? How many ballots are we gonna have? Can you explain that to the public?
Yes, it's going to be a two-ballot vote on November 8th. So the regular state election and federal midterms will be on the state ballot, and then our special election will be concurrent to that with the special municipal ballot with this question on it.
Okay, very good, thank you. Any questions, further questions? Okay, ready to vote? Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Vice President Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes.
Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
I vote yes, it's unanimous, thank you. All right, continuing on down our agenda, Counselor DeStefano.
Move that the town accept the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 41, Section 111F, fourth paragraph, to establish a special injury leave indemnity fund for payment of injury leave, compensation, or medical bills incurred under Chapter 41, Section 111F, and Section 100.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion. Counselor DeStefano, do you?
So the Budget Subcommittee met on this a couple of weeks ago, and we voted unanimously in favor to support this.
Excellent, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, go to a vote. Counselor DeStefano, why don't you lead us off?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Vice President Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes.
Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
I vote yes, it's unanimous, thank you. Under new business, Counselor DeStefano.
Move to approve an allocation in the amount of $4,615.00 from the Community Preservation Fund of the Town of West Springfield to fund signage at the Pole property previously acquired by the town using community preservation funds, which meets the Community Preservation Act's eligibility requirements as an open space project, all as described in the application and associated documentation presented and approved by a 6-0 vote of the West Springfield Community Preservation Committee.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion. Did your group?
The Budget Subcommittee met and voted unanimously affirmative this evening to
Great.
support this.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Counselor Eager.
Yes, I know the sign is there to tell the taxpayers this land is that's been bought for their good use, but at the same time, it seems like, why are we paying to advertise and we spend taxpayers' money? It just seems like it doesn't do anything good, it just makes us look better. And I'm not really in love, I really don't like spending money on vanity, and this feels like a vanity expense.
I can answer that question for you. It's a requirement of the land and the conservation. It's a requirement under this rule that we have to post a sign. It's dictated to us through the act of the community preservation usage of these funds. It's a requirement, so it's not something we're just to show our vanity.
Imagine that.
Any other questions?
Imagine that.
Okay, seeing none, we're ready to vote? All right, Councilor Laflamme.
Yes.
Councilor Griffin.
Yes.
Councilor O'Brien.
Yes.
Councilor Eager.
Yes.
Vice President Clune.
Yes.
Councilor Smith.
Yes.
Councilor Powers.
Yes.
Councilor DeStefano.
Yes.
I vote yes. Thank you. All right. Let me see. We have, if there's no objection, I'll waive the formal reading and refer the supplemental appropriation request of $235,000 for increased costs due to the fire department and to its operating budget to the Budget Subcommittee. And there will be a public hearing to discuss this appropriation on May 16th, next meeting, 2022. Also, if there's no objection, I'll waive the formal reading and refer the supplemental appropriation request of $150,000 for overtime costs to the Ambulance Enterprise Fund to the Budget Subcommittee. There'll also be a public hearing and to discuss this appropriation at our next meeting, which is, again, May 16th, 2022. And I'll make a formal referral. We received this morning the FY 2023 operating budget, and I'll refer this to the Budget Subcommittee. There is, the meetings have been assigned for each department, and I don't have they been posted?
Yes, we did a blanket posting, and then we'll post the individual sessions as well.
Okay, great. So the meetings have been posted, have been announced and posted, and I encourage everyone to stop by, especially to chat with their favorite department heads. Anything else come in front of the council? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
All right, I'll second it. I know everybody else wants to stay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you, councilors. I appreciate it.